Hey everybody! Welcome to Let's Look at Heavy Bullets. I mean, they're heavy, right? You can see them falling down here. Surely they must have an extraordinary amount of mass to be affected by gravity and such a... and blah, blah, blah. Anyway, Heavy Bullets is a randomized FPS dungeon crawler, procedurally generated roguelike, roguelite, procedural death labyrinth. You get the gist of it. It is a first-person shooter twist on the roguelike dungeon crawler craze that's currently going on. I love these games. The first-person shooter versions of them, none of them have really blown me super away so far. I liked Paranautical Activity, I like Tower of Guns, and I like Heavy Bullets. I think they all have strengths in their own way, and they all have weaknesses in their own way that kind of delineate them and make them, you know, games that will appeal to different kinds of people. But I think Heavy Bullets is pretty good. It is worth noting. It is in Steam Early Access right now. If you can see at the top there, it says beta version 0.19. I don't know a lot about version numbers, but that seems pretty early. It's available for $7.50 on Steam, which means probably $10 when it actually comes out, I guess. And the actual, you know, story that happens here, I don't think is necessarily that important. But basically, you get a $5,000 reward for resetting the mainframe located in level 8. Okay, good news. We're not going to make it even close to level 8. The furthest I've made it is actually level 2. The game is punishing, as you might expect, unforgiving, as you might expect, and also quite neon. And one of the things that's going to be contentious about the game, I feel, is its visual style. But I actually think it looks pretty good. At the very least, it looks unique, right? It's not... you know, it's not just your standard voxel-based or, I don't know. Yeah, I'm trying to think of what other games... Oh, we got a passive item already. That allows us to basically... It's an Eternal Heart, basically. It allows us to take a little bit of damage without actually dying. I'll talk a little bit about the actual mechanics that we have going on here. I did not expect to encounter so many enemies so early. So Heavy Bullets is a game that is pretty easy to understand the first time you see... Oh, God. Oh, Jesus Christ. Okay. Okay. All right. That was scary as hell. No other enemies in here, okay? That was genuine fear right there. It's pretty easy to understand the first time you see it after you get a little bit of a primer. So, we've already lost that passive item we picked up because that was like a one-time use thing only. Basically, we have a gun. The vending machines I'll talk about a little bit later. We have a gun. We use our gun to shoot things. When we shoot, we use bullets. If you look down in the bottom right corner, you can see that, you know, there's kind of that visualization of like a revolver's... Ugh. Man, I'm really bad with my aim here. There's that, like, visualization of a... Are you serious? There's a freaking worm snake over there. Visualization of, like, a revolver's chambers. We don't want to buy bullets, necessarily. What you do is, basically, after you shoot a bullet, this is the intriguing part, you can actually pick it up again and reuse it. So you want to make sure that you're reusing your bullets whenever possible and not leaving any behind. There is also the necessity to reload manually. So I'm constantly, like, if you hear the sound like tick-tick in the background, small ore, I actually don't know what it does. I assume it's kind of worth money. Oh, there's a worm snake. Okay. Those guys are the scariest enemies that I've encountered in any roguelike-ish game of all time, probably. So yeah, if you're hearing that tick-tick sound, that's me constantly reloading, because the worst thing that you can do to yourself is put yourself in a position... Oop. Watch out for those turrets. Put yourself in a position where you have no bullets, but you have to shoot at an enemy right away. Alright, so we gotta shoot that weak point there. Those turrets are super annoying. And actually, the imps, like those enemies that chase me down, those are the easiest enemies by far. The turrets are super annoying, but the real killers are those worm snakes. They hide in the tall grass, and if you're not paying attention, they rush out and hit you. Admittedly, I've only played through the first 2 floors because I can't get any further. Is there a snake in there? I don't think so. You know, you are able to kind of check for traps, basically, because you can reuse your bullets. But, yeah, I've only played through the first few floors over and over and over. Really? There's one behind me? Oh, there's a turret. Okay. And there hasn't been that much enemy variety, at least so far. By the way, there is, you know, AI-friendly fire, so those turrets can actually help us by attacking the other imps. I am doing really badly. Mega Bomb, okay. I'll take that instead of small ore. That seems like that could be useful. There's no health pickups to the best of my knowledge, but there are a lot of, oh, I should really reload. There are a lot of, vending machines. We can go to those vending machines and spend money to heal. It's a game that, I haven't kind of figured out the metagame surrounding it thus far. You know, Isaac, Spelunky, every run's different, right? Like, there's no... Well, I mean, there are permanent unlocks in Isaac, at least. But every run, you kind of start with the same thing once you actually get the D6, right? Heavy Bullets, I believe, is the same way, but there is actually some kind of persistence involved. We're going to heal up here because there is a vending machine here, assuming I don't die, at least. Alright. Let's buy a lot of healing here. Alright, that's going to take us nearly back to full health. There is some persistence, so we'll come across... Ooh, that is an exploding enemy. There we go, we got him. We will come across bank machines, basically, you know, ATMs. And they will allow us to... oh god, I didn't reload. They will allow us to store money for use on future runs, which is very interesting. There's also some other items that you can get a little bit almost rogue legacy-ish in their application, like life insurance, for example. You buy and it causes you to automatically deposit a certain proportion of your money on your death. So there does seem to be kind of an implied persistence at some point in the game, but I haven't really made good use of it so far. Like, I've never had a run, no snakes, where I deposited a bunch of money and then, like, on the next run benefited from it. Let's try to use our Mega Bomb, alright? Yeah, that worked pretty well. I got myself killed. That is actually one of the better runs I've had, though. Made it to the second floor. I don't know if I'd call it a new best run, but that's okay. Let's join in, or start up a new game here. And, you know, even though I've brought up a lot of paranautical activity, well, not a lot, but at least mentioned, you know, paranautical activity in Tower of Guns, in a weird way, I almost kind of equate this more to something like Coin Crypt, which I covered recently. This is the bank, by the way. So you can see, like, if I look at my banking, I have 175 coins in my bank right now. I could withdraw those if I want to and shop around. And we could shop. You could buy life insurance. Again, you know, if you buy it for $10, that gives you 10% automatic deposit when you die. Last will, I actually don't know what it does. We can see here on the escape screen, though. Insurance deposits a percentage. Backpack stores an item. You know what? Why don't we withdraw like 30 bucks or something? 10, 10, 10. And then let's buy the last will here. And we'll pick that up. Admittedly, I have no idea what this actually does. But we have it now. And it was relatively cheap, so that feels okay. I've still got enough money saved up there that it feels good. But you know, there's that trope I always bring up in video games, too good to use syndrome, where you get something and you're like, well, I'm not going to use this on these enemies because these enemies are easy, so surely there's something better later that I can use this for. That's pretty much where I find myself, or the way that I find myself, oh, there's a snake, dealing with money and heavy bullets. I'm like, well, I don't want to buy anything, I'll just try to play like super vanilla style, and I'll deposit all my money, and then eventually later I'll be able to buy something amazing as a result of it. It's probably the super wrong way to play the game, but it is the way I'm playing it so far, because I'm kind of unclear, again, about the value of actually storing money persistently from run to run. So, that could, admittedly, just be me being kind of an idiot, but I do feel that if there was something, you know, a little bit more tutorialization about stuff like that, or, you know, a way to more easily explain how that actually works, that would be awesome. Because as of right now, I do find myself a little bit in the dark, and I find myself treating it, you know, very run to run. Like, every run is its own kind of separate entity. Ooh. Let's, red potion. We'll use that just to give ourselves some HP and then carry our other item with us. So yeah, I hope that that kind of makes sense. I think it does. I think that the persistence is kind of like I'd rather have last will than that spirit heart, effectively. I think that the persistence is kind of a factor that makes it different from other games like this, for the most part. Oh, there is our exit. But at the same time, I don't really think I'm using it effectively, so I kind of feel like I'm missing out on a little bit there. Now, as long as we only encounter imps, life is good. And we can farm up some money that I'll use for something in the future. By the way, I should point out, you know, there may be an FOV slider in the game, but I've never found FOV to be a good antidote for this, although I know a lot of people have, and I'm not trying to doubt your experience. Oop. Oh, that didn't hit? Are you kidding me? But the game does give me a little bit of motion sickness, so I'll actually check the settings for that quickly, just in case, you know, TB hasn't covered the game. Settings. There is an FOV slider, so I don't really, you know, find that in my experience, my motion sickness is really helped by altering the FOV that much, but I do find that I get a little bit motion sick when I play the game, which is not necessarily... Oh, God! Not necessarily a deal breaker. You know, different games have kind of different degrees of it. Quantum Conundrum made me want to die, basically. Is that another? That's a homing bomb. I'll stick with the last will. Quantum Conundrum was really, really bad for me. This is fine. It's tolerable. I'm, you know, not on the verge of throwing up or anything like that. Another thing I'd like to see, like, this is very much... It's polished, but it's an early access game right now. What I would love to see in the game is more content. More items. Get rid of the tunnel snakes. Don't actually get rid of the worm snakes. They are a real hallmark of the game. They're just goddamn infuriating because they scare the shit out of you. I'm almost dead. And it is punishing, you know, it's hard. This is kind of a hallmark of the genre that these games are difficult. This one does not disappoint. This is a difficult game. I heard, yes, I heard you. I'm out of bullets. Okay, that was very close. Let's pick up some more of these bullets. In fact, we may want to go buy some bullets here. What is this? Mom's knife? Well, we have a knife. No last will, but let's buy some bullets here. There we go. At least a full assortment. I probably should hold on to that last will if I'm going to die. That's my guess. Should also probably deposit a bunch of money. Again, I don't really know what to do with money that you deposit, but we're going to deposit it anyway. Because we can. Alright, so we got 200 in our bank now. We actually made money on this run. That knife did not appear to be as useful as I thought it would be. Some of these doors are gated by keys, as you can see. When we open those up, sometimes they'll have useful items in them. This one has a med bay, as well as just max HP up, which is actually awesome. Alright, so we'll come back here. Let's get our last will. I imagine that's something that I'll probably benefit from having in the future. And we'll continue moving on. Alright. That, yeah, I was gonna say, that looks like a room that's gonna have a lot of enemies in it. So the turrets are annoying. Sometimes you can just peek out and get lucky and shoot at their vulnerable area. I always hate when someone shoots in my vulnerable area, but I guess turnabout is fair play here. If we can make it to the 3rd floor on this run, I would be really thrilled with my progress. No snakes. No snakes. Hey, we have a super bomb or chunk. Okay, I'm gonna stick with the last will and testament. Again, I mentioned, you know, improving maybe the way that the persistence in the game is communicated. That is something that I think would improve the game, at least from my personal standards. You know, your mileage may vary. But I also think that more items would definitely go a long way. I've seen a lot of repeats in, you know, what's roughly an hour and a half of play so far. And let's just keep our money for now. Beyond that, more enemy variety on like the first couple of levels, at least from what I've seen, would be nice as well. I'm sure that there's probably more enemy variety as you get further and further into the game. But as of right now, you know, on level 1 and 2, pretty much only encounter these imps, worm snakes, turrets. Oh, that was really close. Turrets, and occasionally those exploding demons. So I would like to have more enemies as well. But apart from that, I really like the game. I like the visual style. I can't believe I didn't mention this yet, but the audio in the game is done by Dose One. You may know him as like the co-founder of the Anticon, you know, like alternative hip-hop label. Also like a member of alternative hip-hop group Subtle, and you know, doing stuff like that, which is super cool. And the music in the game is actually really good when it kicks in. Got a real like heart-pounding kind of feel to it. Just in general, it's got like a really kind of cool vision, I guess, in terms of its like artistic visual and audio design. Oh, I'm the greatest first-person shooter player of all time. There we go. No snakes, please. No snakes. I'm taking a quick look. I don't see any snakes. No snakes are good snakes. Oh, we have another item. It's another kind of bomb. It's a mega bomb. Not interested. I'm probably leaving a lot of money on the ground, but I'm not going to cite that as a negative, because there is like a property in the game. Oh, like a statistical property, which is basically like, you know, the ability for coins to home in on you. So that is something that is addressed kind of in its gameplay mechanics. Let's do this. There we go. Okay, is there another turret back there? No, that's a med bay. No snakes. I don't see any snakes. I see an imp, and I do see a med bay, so let's heal up here. Buy 2 of those. You know what? Let's buy 3 of those. You can't take it with you, right? Alright, we have that looks like a special med bay, which means I probably should not have spent my money on that first med bay, but what does this one have? Focus pills, coin magnet up, gold potion. I have no idea. Oh, yeah, that was really stupid of me. That's a new enemy, so that's what I get for asking for enemy variety 10 seconds before I eat the tunnel snakes as well. It's okay, be cool here. How many bullets? 3 bullets, that's not very good. Can we get a quick shot out here? There's 1 down. There's 2 down. Still many more to go. Okay, didn't realize. Yeah, we're gonna die right here. Run away. Run away quickly. Come at me, motherfucker. I'm prepared. Watch out. Just gotta wait. Oh, that was a shot and a half from across the level there. Well, anyway. It's good. I like it. That being said, it is early access. There's work to be done. Probably is not as good now as it will be when it actually comes out. Oh, Last Will gives us like a certain percentage of our money back as an inheritance deposit, I guess, for the next run. In any case, yeah, I think it's pretty good. I don't know if you could expect to get like 20 hours of gameplay out of it right now, but certainly something to keep an eye on in the future, and I like it. Check out the link in the video description below to pick it up on Steam if you're interested. And of course, thanks for watching. If you enjoyed the video, click the like button. It helps out a great deal. And of course, subscribe if you want to see more in the future. But for now, thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.